The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. What's up, guys? Good afternoon. I don't know. That's what it is to me. Andrew's here. Noah's here in St. Louis.
We're here, baby.
Noah's in Arizona, but I'm here. I saw you're wearing a Titleist hat. I saw that hat on, I think it was Etsy. I was like, I don't know what. No, maybe I was looking. No, it was on eBay.
I thought you said at sea.
I saw it at sea. I saw it floating on a man's body.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, when it said titties, but in that font, it was kind of funny.
Or titty list.
Yeah, that's a cool font.
I like it.
How much did that hat cost? 82.
No, like
40.
$20.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice for $20.
It's pretty nice for a golf hat. Yeah, no, it's a nice hat.
Have you been golfing today?
Yeah, I went out there. I just told Noah my whole debacle of yesterday, embarrassing myself. And
Why? Overcoming it?
Overcoming adversity of the driving range.
Oh my God! What happened?
So we lost a lot of good men.
They're floating at sea with their hats.
Well, after I hit him with a golf ball when I shanked it. It is great when someone shanks it so bad that people have to duck, like it almost hits other people. And like
Right.
Everyone looks around and the guy's like,
So what happened? Where were you playing? What?
No, so I had, I've had two different golf coaches. So my first golf coach that I left, where I was scared to leave him and like I was embarrassed to see him, whatever. He was there. He hasn't seen me hit golf balls in a while.
So you're nervous.
Nervous. I wasn't even that nervous, to be honest. I did want to show him that I was solid.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And, and I hit my irons great, and then it came to my driver, which I usually hit like 270 or 310. Like
What
real.
does it mean, irons? You hit your iron is great.
Irons is the metal ones.
So the driver is what you use to like do the first swing.
Yeah, the driver's the first
Why
swing.
wouldn't you start with that? Why wouldn't you say like the drive, like if you're going, because you were saying I did great with this and I
Yeah.
did bad. Oh, got it.
So usually when you go
Irons you do like later on?
No, when you go to a driving range, you usually start with like a 56 or a 52, which is a wedge. Gets
that
your
a driver?
swing going. No, that's a wedge. A wedge is the shortest club possible. So you start with the smallest and you usually work your way towards the driver. You usually don't start with the driver because the driver is actually a completely different swing than the irons. Not crazy different, but a little bit different.
So if you're going to a driving range and you feel good about yourself, it will not translate anywhere else.
What do you mean?
Like it just bugs me when you do something for fun and it's nothing like the thing that it is replicating. We're just using wedges and then we go out there and we have to use this other club that we need a whole different swing for. So like, why don't you practice with different clubs on the driving range?
Oh, I do. I go through the whole set. I go from wedge to 9 to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to hybrid to 3-wood to driver. And then I go putt.
All right. Gotcha. God, there's so much.
I know.
Okay, so you were doing good with irons.
Get to the core of the story. There's like a really nice lesson.
I'm trying
in this
to, but she's asking questions. Should I ignore her?
Yeah, that's a good point. Go on, defensive.
Jesus Christ, I can't even talk about...
He doesn't get to play defense in golf, so he plays it here. Go on. Oh.
So
why does no one ever go offense? Why is it always defense? Why do we have to cheer defense and not offense?
I'll tell you why. Do you really want to know?
Because offense is obviously like everyone's trying offense.
No.
Why?
Because you don't want to make noise while the offense is on the field. You want to make the least noise possible. So then the quarterback and everyone could hear what's going on. That's why.
Je suis désolé, but
Can we get?
I am sorry, but people are loud as fuck when people are going offense. When there's someone like that's going for a touchdown or something, like people are loud as fuck in the stands.
Well, usually they're trying to be as loud as fuck to to distract.
That is so weird. I would not, if I was a fan and my yelling led to my team winning because my yelling distracted the other team, that's cheating.
It's so funny you say that. I just saw this video.
That's cheating.
There's a guy that shows up at every Vanderbilt baseball game, which if college baseball, a noise is going to stand out because it's usually not the loudest game. Because
no one's there?
Yeah. And he whistles. But an annoying, it's all about him. And he fucking whistles like right before the player swings.
But I just feel like anything you do, it's like Tanya Harding shit. Like she didn't do it, but like injuring the other side so that you can be making them worse through nefarious things that have nothing to do with how good you play. Because your fans are being loud and like waving around fence posts, like that's cheating.
They literally call them the 12th man in football. Is when the crowd gets involved.
I get the crowd being like encouraging. I guess that's could be construed as cheating under this thing too. But anyway, go on with your story.
No, so anyhow, I don't hit the driver well. I hit it like 210 yards. It's very embarrassing. The more I try, the worse it is.
Are you playing like for your friend? Like what's going on here?
I'm hitting in front of this coach and a couple other buddies that I know.
Is he
from
just
the
there
ranch.
randomly, or did
He was there randomly, but that's where he teaches.
Gotcha. Oh, do you kind of try to learn his hours so you don't go when he goes, since you're trying to avoid him?
Well, I usually wear a mustache and a rubber nose.
So, are you still wearing that right now?
Yeah, I am. What are you talking about?
A mustache on top of your mustache is a blonde mustache.
It might stand out from the sport
Such
face.
a funny
Anyhow.
visual.
Yeah, yeah. All I have to do is put glasses on to become that
Looks
thing.
exactly the same. Yeah.
So I'm fucking playing terrible. It's embarrassing. The more he tries to like teach me, the worse I'm swinging. And I was really fucked in the head. It's like anything. It's like when you were on your show the other day and you couldn't hit the high note, and it was really sad and because you probably hit it before. Maybe.
No. It just like sometimes your throat is like scratchy and it's just not going to happen.
No, I know, but you've done it before.
Yeah, but I didn't expect it that day. But I know what you're saying, where you're like, I could do this.
I've done it 1,000
times. But I couldn't
times.
have done it that day because my voice was shit.
Maybe I couldn't have done it that day because I
Well,
had
like
to
if
take
you
a
had
shit.
an injury or something. Yeah.
I had a big dumpy.
It would be the same if you had an injury and you're like, well, I can't do it's an injury. But yes, go on.
So.
Oh, I hate that when you're just like, I know it's all mental. That's why you realize it's all mental.
So I was like, I hit balls for like, I'm not kidding, like 3 hours. Like I just destroyed myself by and I felt kind of good, you know. Like I kind of
like
have
you
that
weren't-
little bit of pain gene too. I think
You probably weren't. Yeah, you definitely do. You weren't practicing as much as you were just like exercising some demons and avoiding like the feeling that would come when you get in the car and you're disappointed in yourself.
somewhat. Yes and
correct?
no. Well, I think what happens, yes, and I also what happens is instead of being able to stop and go, what is going on here? Why am I fucking up?
Yeah.
Let's just back away. It's like, you know, I'm trying to make an analogy to the singing or whatever, but you just keep pushing. It's like when you're doing a stand-up show.
No, I know exactly this feeling. Everyone knows
yeah,
it. Yes.
but when you're bombing and so you
and you
push
just keep
harder.
going, and you should really just take a break.
Oh, I should have like went fucking
meditated,
masturbated, any M with a dated. I should have done. I should have. So anyhow,
emancipated.
I take the rubber nose off. And I'm like, maybe that's it. So anyways, I can't do it, and I just suck. And they leave even before I leave. And then I was like, all right, well, I was going to go to this workout class, but I'm so fucking like depressed and like deflated. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then I was like, you know what? Do the opposite of whatever is going on in your brain. Huh?
Costanza.
Oh, yeah.
Do the opposite.
I went to the workout class. I got so exhausted at the workout class, I almost forgot about the golf swing. Got home, looked at a couple videos of what I was doing wrong. Because, like, in the past, maybe I wouldn't have. I was telling Noah, like, you know, sometimes you just avoid it. You're like, oh, I suck. I'm not gonna attack more. And then I woke up this morning. I learned. I really broke down like what the fuck I was doing wrong, and like I was able to use my logical brain where I wasn't just pushing. And I went to the course this morning or driving range, and I was like, don't try to kill the ball. Just do this lip. And I was able to do it. And it wasn't perfect though. It's still not.
So you drove all the way out to Tree Court?
No. I just this one here in
Forest Park.
In Forest Park. But I'm glad that like there's two different ways to do that. You know, like you can either fucking just be like skip the workout class, then not hit golf balls because you're like, no, I just suck. I'm gonna suck until I take another lesson 2 weeks from now.
Well, it's like when people like eat too much and then they go, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat everything. And it's like, well, you could just cut the losses right now and stop doing what you're doing, or like having one drink and you go, well, I broke the seal, and then you drink all of it, or like you just give up. You just give up right away.
Is there something that where
literally everything in my life?
Everything, yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
with literally everything.
Yeah.
I even told Noah yesterday when I went on Instagram Live. She was watching. I was playing guitar yesterday for like 40 to 50 besties, giving the time. And I played for like 3.5 hours, something like.
Until your fingers bled.
I couldn't stop because I didn't want to. First of all, I didn't want to do whatever was waiting for me on the other side of getting off that. Like, I would be alone. My apartment's a mess. I have emailing to do. I have work to do. There's just stuff that's not like pressing, but I should be doing. And then also, like if I practice alone, then I have to like really look at how bad technically I am at certain things. And if I just like breeze through them, I can just move on to the next thing and not like think about what I'm doing that's like not technically working for me. So yeah, and then I even told Noah, I was like, I feel like I just like can't stop. Like, can you ever like not stop? Like I can't. I hate when I have addictive behaviors where I'm just like I can't stop. And people even on the chat are like, "Whoa, you're still doing this?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, I don't know. I just hate like little snarky comments that people are just a little bit judgmental of. Like, yikes, still going. And I'm just like, yeah, I have a problem.
They don't get it.
I'm lonely.
And well, for one, they don't get it. But I was thinking about what you texted me about, like, oh, like I don't want to, like you said that you hate addictive behavior. Yeah. And I didn't see it as that until like you mentioning that because I don't have an addictive personality. I couldn't recognize that. So I just wanted to make sure that my encouragement was not something that would be enabling.
I think like, you were. She was nice because Noah was like, no, when I was obsessed with the guitar, I used to just like stay in my basement all day long, like for hours and hours, like start in the night and then like stop at 4 a.m. and I would just put on my headphones and go into like a trance because you're just like obsessed with learning a new thing and playing. Yeah, I mean, it's partially that, but it is partially like I'm always aware of like, oh, this feels good and this is distracting me from either feelings or tasks I have to get done. And when I'm doing this, it's like my phone is like when I'm on live, no one can text me, no one can get through to me. I'm in a tunnel. I'm like airplane mode, and so it's just like nice. It's an escape. And I feel that way about sleeping. I feel that way about reading books. Like sometimes I just cannot stop reading a book because I know as soon as I stop, the world is waiting for me. But right now I'm immersed in this thing. I don't feel that way so much about TV shows, but I know that people do feel that way. TV shows, I'm like, no, my phone's in my lap. People can get to me. But like when I'm reading a book, I put it in airplane. Maybe if I put it in airplane.
I mean, that's why people play golf. I mean, that's
people do
almost
anything.
80% of
It's an escape.
For 4 hours, you can just
I don't
turn it
understand
off.
how people don't have addictive personalities. Like Noah, you're someone who like suffers with like mental anguish sometimes of like worrying about something. Why is it that if something feels good to you, you don't want to keep doing it until it makes you sick? Or it
feels bad and you keep doing it.
But like, yeah.
I do get obsessed with things. Don't get me wrong.
But like if something feels good, like it makes your mind go like, yeah, I don't have anything to worry about. Like, why not keep... I just don't understand people that just go, I'm good.
I have a bad joke about myself, and it's just like I just procrastinate too much. Like I'm too lazy to get addicted to anything. It takes too much effort.
I'm like that with a lot of things except for the things.
Procrastination is what drives my addictions because I have such guilt over the things I'm procrastinating on, whether it's life stuff where it's like getting a boyfriend, like whatever it's been, like anything, like having kids, like shit like that I'm just like, I don't want to think about all the guilt I feel about not having accomplished this thing or like not calling my aunt back or something like that I just want to keep feeling like being trapped in this world where my aunt does not exist when I'm reading a book about Columbine. Like my aunt is not...
Have you ever put her in the story, maybe?
I would just to, take care of things and not have to fucking deal with her anymore. Just put her in the library around, 12:45 p.m., April 19th or April 20th, 1999.
It would be funny if everyone's like, what was Aunt Sally doing there? It is interesting, like, with addiction, too, where it's like, because so many people, when they got great at something, they're addicted to it. I mean, like...
Because you got to get those 10,000 hours.
But... when you're younger, people are like, man, that person, they work hard. And then when you get older and you have real responsibility, people are like, whoa, that addiction. Like, what are they doing that so much?
Gives you shit about being addicted to something productive. Like, if I was writing for 8 hours a day, you'd go, great, because it fits into, like, things that's going to make me money. Mm-hmm. But guitar is not making me money anytime soon. That's not even the goal for it. For you, golf, like, it's not about, this isn't going to help your career. It's not going to help you start a family
Yeah.
and buy a house someday. If anything, it's going to hurt that. And like same with guitar, it's like, yeah, that's if I was a kid playing guitar this much with my skill level, oh, great. You have so much time.
Yeah.
But right now it's like, there's so many other things I could be doing. And it's really about like, I don't know. I just feel guilty I'm trying not to feel so guilty. Like today I slept until 11:45. I just kept hitting snooze, 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 and going back to sleep and having awesome dreams. Oh, fuck. So fun.
Dude, what were your dreams?
I kept just going back in. I can't even talk about them. They're explicit, but they were so fun. Woo! I could keep going back in them. That's the best. Is like I would wake up and go like, no, this life sucks. Go back. And I would go back in. It wasn't lucid where I could control it, but like I got back in there.
Just an orgasm for every snooze.
I wasn't coming, but it was flirty and fun.
I ate one of those gummies that you get into
melatonin. Just one?
Just one. That's all I was supposed to eat. It said.
I mean, I think they're 1.5 milligrams. I take 10 milligrams of that for one dose.
But I was out.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made me a little tired in the morning, but I don't think that could just be placebo and how much I worked yesterday on the golf range for 7 hours.
I mean.
But anyhow.
That'll do it. Yeah, I just felt like last night, I guess last night after I finished playing. So yesterday we did the podcast and before the podcast I'd done some work. I like justified like, oh, I did work today. Like I'm writing a like sample chapter for my book because for a proposal you have to write like what all the chapters are going to be, summaries of what the chapters are going to be. Then you have to write a sample chapter of like, this is how I write. And I was working with this woman and I'm trying to write about this experience I had. And then I had to I wrote down all these notes about it. It's funny because she's like, because I've had like days to work on this and I waited obviously to the hour before it was due, 45 minutes before it was due.
Well, you had to play that last Taylor Swift song 45 times.
This was in the morning, so this wasn't, this was before then, but yes. I waited to the last second and then I will say that I'm so fast at working and getting things done, especially when it comes to writing, that people think I've been working for days on something that I've been working on for 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I didn't lie, but when she was like, so is this what you've been working on the past couple days? And I was like, is that a lie to say yes? Because I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Counts.
And it was what I was supposed to be working on for days. So I said yes. And she was like, it's amazing. You have so much stuff here. I mean, I wrote like so much, but it was like 40 minutes of me like, she was even in the Google Doc. I'm sure she could see me just going like, and then I got on the phone with her and talked about it. And it was interesting because it's a story about, well, I'll tell you what it's a story about when we get back from break. Andrew!
If you're going down to Times Square, take a cab, not a horse, 'cause that will take longer unless the horse is fast.
We're switching gears with those.
Like, yeah, horse gears. Wait, guy, you could write a book about how to write a book in 4 hours. Everyone would be like, whoa. Isn't that funny?
4-minute book.
4
hour book.
God, it's so weird. Time is weird because people are like, work week. How to work a 4-hour work week. But that's great.
But that's where
then hustle hard.
When people go, you work so hard, I'm always like, this looks like I spent hours on it, but I spent 40 minutes on it. Like that's where I get tripped up, where I'm like, I'm not going to accept any accolades, E.J. Glaser's favorite word, for me working hard because
Here's the thing, though.
I cram really fast. Like I'm a fast person, which is good.
Yeah.
And so I can cram in as much as it would take people to write other stuff, but it doesn't mean necessarily that the quality's there.
Yeah, but is length? I guess if you're working extremely hard for a short amount of time, is that the same thing as working mediocrely for a lot of time? That's what I'm saying.
Why is it measured by time? I mean, like your
I don't know, because 9 to 5s.
I know, but your experience, like working on TV shows, being in writer's room, and all that information that you've garnered from your career, like that counts as time too, and that's what, like 15 years?
I guess it's just because of capitalism and making you think that like if you're not up at this hour and then work and then you get done and then you get to drink.
I was going to bring that up because if people they go to their office, They sit at their office for the first half hour. They talk to Tammy about, what they did yesterday, what show they watch. If they really, how you break down how much work you've done or how we do it.
When I go into work zone, it is no distractions. It's a ton of, you would probably add up 45 minutes of actual data entry work throughout the day.
So if they really broke down how much work they do
sure
at
there
their
are people
9 to
being
5.
like, fuck you guys. I'm working the whole fucking time.
Can I tell you
there
something?
There are some.
Because I had an issue at work a little bit ago, like a while ago, years ago. And my therapist, and I also had a lot of guilt. And my therapist said to me this line that I constantly repeat to myself. She goes, 80% of people do 20% of the job. What do you think about that?
So that means that 80% of the job is being done by 20% of people.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So
you're kind of in
most
that 20%.
people who you're comparing yourself to is that 80% are not doing most of the work.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like just their work habit, or they don't make work a priority in their life. They do whatever they can.
Yeah.
Do you make lists? I don't make lists. I sometimes think.
No, I don't do that. But, when I have done that I don't know if it's helpful. Like sometimes, of like things I need to get done.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a schedule in my phone that shows me like this for the day. But other than that, no, not really.
I don't think I've ever written down a list. I'm just wondering. I mean, I'm not a list kind of person. I wonder if you would accomplish those things if you see them written down. You just hear about it. You hear about
people like
lists.
scratching off things and being able to get them done more. No, I just feel like
write 2 hours in your book. Right.
But how do you feel like when your like apartment is a mess and you like? I feel like if your apartment is a mess, that should always be the number one thing you do ahead of anything else indulgent. And so anytime I indulge in anything, when my apartment is a mess or my room is a mess or there's laundry that needs to be folded, I feel like I'm just being lazy and I'm just being not like a good human. And like I feel like I'm just kind of trying to. I feel like I'm cheating because I'm not doing what I need to get done, or like I just feel like being productive within a messy space. Like a messy space should be the bottom line. Like a clean space should be like people that have clean houses all the time. Like I envy you so much, and I understand it takes a lot of work, but you must be able to get. And I know that they can't get a lot done because my friend Taylor's like, I envy that you can just leave your apartment when it's a mess. Like I can't function if my place is a mess. Like it's OCD. Like I freak out if things aren't in line when I leave. I always used to get, because she's my friend from high school. She's like, I always used to get jealous of you that you could just trash your room, leave your bed unmade, like, and just leave and have a free day and not have it in your mind.
So
and
when did that change?
When did what change?
That mindset. Were you
well,
always guilty?
No, I don't think about it if I leave, but I will say that I don't feel good. There's still this little gnawing like you're a bad woman because your place looks like a man cave who is planning a school shooting. Like your apartment, my bathroom looks like Brittany Murphy's. Like you look like you have a mental illness in your space. Therefore, you aren't deserving of love. I guess it comes down to like, who would love a girl that like lives like a pack rat? Like that's a secret. Your mental illness is everywhere.
Well, I have very pack rat.
Yeah, but you don't have guilt over it for some reason.
I have some guilt. Especially, I have more guilt now that I live with someone that does clean.
Yeah.
So like, I'm more on my shit to please her, not so much myself. But it is interesting now that it's been clean for. We've been living together almost 5 months. Our house is pretty dirty right now, and it does now it fucks with me because I'm like tasting the good life now.
Yeah, you know what it's
of
like.
A clean place. So I get what you're saying. Like I do notice it more now. I've just never had it the other way. You know, my dad's the same way. My dad, he was an oncologist. If you went into his office, he had folders. Like I wouldn't want to be if his patients saw his office.
The thing is, I lose stuff rarely in terms of like I know where things are.
Oh, he doesn't lose it. Yeah, he
That's
didn't.
the thing. Like people don't.
You have a system.
Well, I was watching Tommy Boy yesterday, and there's that one scene where she's in her office, the girl, and he's like, "Why don't you have?"
Oh, the system. Yeah.
Why don't you have?
When his shirt
that-
rips off.
Yeah. Why don't you have, what are they called that you pull it out? Folders, and then you pull out
a dress.
Fuck. Filing cabinets. And she goes, because I'd have to open them. It's just like, it's too much time. I know where everything is, and she has a system. And I was like, that's kind of like the way I run my life, except hers is an organized system with shit everywhere. But I do know where stuff is most of the time. But it just, and then I just realized when you're a messy person, I get more done because I'm not spending time organizing and folding. Folding laundry it takes so long to fold stuff. And then I don't understand, when you looking through the folded clothes, you fuck them up. Like, I can't look through folded clothes and not fuck them up. And like, even when I'm at the Gap or something, the store, the retail workers are just like, I'll just leave it. I'll get it later. Because I fuck it up looking for a size, whatever.
I have a brain where I'll fold the clothes.
Yeah.
I'll divide the clothes and then I won't put them away. Like, that's...
Yeah, I do that too. They're out on the bench.
That's
right
my kind of brain.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? Like, you're doing every step except for the final one to put in the fucking drawer. It's
because you feel like don't deserve to be someone who puts clothes in drawers.
Or to go back to the filing cabinet, I could just. It's right there.
It's right there. Why do I need to put it away? Gaffigan has a joke about his wife wants him to make a bed, and she goes, "Why don't you make your bed in the morning?" He goes, "Because I don't tie my shoes when I take them off. That's why."
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Why do we have so many pillows?" And she's like, it's for I forget what she says, presentation. He goes, "How many tours are you giving of our bedroom? What is going on here?" It's a great point. It's like, who's seeing my bedroom?
Throw pillows are ridiculous.
That's why I love Chris. It's like, our relationship isn't perfect, but when I think about like the things I appreciate that I think so many other men or like people would give me shit about, he has never once judged me about being messy, never once judged me about like just the weird things he finds in drawers, like a toothbrush with like spray tan on it.
If you go to his place, is he really clean?
He's clean. He's really clean. He's very organized. Everything is regimented. He has like 2 shirts for this and 2 pairs of pants for this. And like, he's minimalist. He's clean. He's organized. He loves He got me a label maker. He loves
organization. So then this goes back to the point of that you don't feel lovable if you're messy, but he proves time and time over again that he will love you if you are messy.
Yes.
So why don't you take that in?
Because... Well, I guess there are other things that I question if I'm lovable that he might have more judgment over than that. So it just switches to something else. Where I think we do that in every relationship where the person you're with has some kind of irritation about the way that you are fundamentally.
For sure.
And you go, fuck, like this is just the way I am. And yes, you can try to change and be like, okay, that actually is a detriment to my life. And like, I can see how that would be annoying. I should work on that. But then there are some things that I'm just like, I will work on them, but while I'm working on it, if you can't accept me, like I just know that I'm not you, and this isn't about Chris. This is about literally anyone. It's like I am not you, and I can't. I know you can't understand why I would eat that thing off the floor, or you don't understand how I could change my mind about that thing that I said I was, fully on board with this yesterday, and now today I'm just changing my mind. I just did. I don't know. I can't explain why my thoughts changed.
Those are the things that make you lovable because they're so unique, though.
Yeah. The changing my mind thing is something that has rattled my life in many ways of like, I've just never been confronted with it. Just in a relationship setting of like, me being like, I want to do that. And then the next day having processed myself, like, I don't want to do that anymore. And then being like, oh yeah, I decided I don't want to do that. And he's just like, well, I thought you wanted to, like, was this, can you share the calculus that you went through where you were like gung-ho and then today you're not? And I'm like, but in my brain, it makes complete sense that I'm just like, I'm tired now and I don't want to do that anymore. And he's like, well, how did this just change? Like, I think that makes people nervous, whether you're working in a business with them, whether in a relationship where it's like, well, how is she just going to change her mind on me?
Yeah.
She's just going to like decide that she doesn't want to do this anymore, whether it be a job or a relationship. And so I think that makes people feel uneasy that I can so easily just change my mind about something. But I think at the same time, it's a huge attribute in terms of like, I am not stuck in my ways. I can be flexible and I can figure it, like I can bend to, whatever change of plans or change what might happen to our, partnership.
Yeah. I mean, being able to shift on a like any second. I get it. I don't know. With if people are dependent on that, I get that.
I gave him an autism test and I gave you an autism test too. We didn't finish it actually.
Oh,
we should finish it.
Probably makes sense.
But we finished it, and because we pulled up to the hotel. I think I saved it. Oh, where is it? Did I save it? We should do it on here, because Besties sent it to me, and they were like, "You should do this." Autism. It's not like an official, but it's for people that like have never been officially diagnosed to see like if they're anywhere in like the kind of range, and it's kind of like an official thing. But one of the things is like one of the questions for the autism test is like, do you get upset when plans change? Mm-hmm. And Chris was like, yes, like that. Then that was one where I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. I mean, if I was like excited about something, sure, but if it's just like a plan. It's like, okay, we can just, and I think there's something nice about that, but at the same time, it's I can see how it'd be extremely frustrating. Jesus Christ, I'm going through my Google history. It is so insane.
Can you give us a taste or no?
Bare naked ladies tickets, dog meat, young harlot DP'd, swift cringe. Private anal lessons. Well, these are just like
private.
Well, that's the name of it. Becca Tilly. The menu for Salt and Smoke Barbecue. Harry Styles. Harry Styles house. Harry Styles. And then here's the autistic test. And then finally I found it.
It's literally like an ADHD brain.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the news, and then maybe we can do a little bit of an autistic test at some point.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh, man, it's Thursday, folks. You know what that means? It is Thursday. Apparently, you're having all the swells out there. I hope you are. Hope you have a great weekend out there, everybody, even the dogs and the cats and the parakeets. All right, back to you, Noah.
No hamsters.
Nope.
Okay, much to nobody's surprise, a new study indicates that heterosexual men act differently around women with visibly erect nipples.
Wait, what was that?
They act different around. She has erect nipples, so you couldn't hear. But men act differently around. Heterosexual men act differently around women with perky nipples.
Oh, for sure. When they're hard, yeah.
So here's what they found. Here's what the
Probably
study had.
you want to suck the milk as a kid.
Ew, gross.
I'm
I
just
hate
saying,
the word milk out of your mouth. I don't like it.
Okay.
Stop.
Mucus?
Better. Honestly, better.
Okay, so a part of the study was, would men be more willing to assist women with nipple erection as opposed to those without? And what they
assist them with
save my baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wait a second.
So basically, heterosexual men were asked to rate pictures of women with and without nipple erections. They were then asked if they would lend her $100, help her if her car was broken down, or provide tutoring sessions. The male group was much more likely to help women with erect nipples, particularly when the help would require them to be close in proximity to the woman with erect nipples.
Yes. Okay.
And
so what have we learned?
They said in social groups, they would like more women with erect nipples.
So like in your friend group?
Yeah, like just any social situation.
Erect nipples have been such a problem in my life in terms of like people just find it's such a thing that makes men uncomfortable because they feel so they can't stop thinking about it, and it seems they think that it's almost like if you have them on camera, it just becomes like an issue for everyone of like, is that even allowed? Because they feel so horny and weird about it that they can't understand like if this is like, is the FCC going to allow this? Like they just don't know how to function.
This study found that men act more altruistic around women with erect nipples, while women have the opposite effect.
Yeah, women hate when. Well, like we just
Women
hate girls
what?
that
when other
we don't
girls
like
are
women that seem to be using their sexuality to get things from men that might be our men or might be the things that men would give us. I mean, it's about survival, and that woman's might get something that you're gonna get because her nipples are erect and yours aren't. I mean, but I don't think men understand erect nipples at all. Like I think they just think that any woman can have them at any time. First of all, most women are wearing bras that have enough padding that an erect nipple, no matter how erect, is not going to poke through. Agreed, Noah? Agreed? Most
Yes.
of the bras on the market are going to hide an erect nipple, right?
Yes.
Even
yes.
even if they're not wonder bras with like lots of padding, usually a bra has a significant enough amount of padding that an erect nipple is not going to poke through. The one when you do have an erect nipple poke through, it's because you're not wearing a bra. You're wearing a bralette, which is just a very thin layer of fabric that a lot of women don't wear, especially women with huge tits do not wear bralettes because they offer no support. I mean, bras usually are something that has like the one I'm wearing right now, underwire, has enough padding. There's no padding, but it's like, 3 layers of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's no erect nipple going to get through this bra. But if I'm wearing a bralette, that's when it gets through.
If you're watching either someone, I don't know, doing stand-up, giving a speech, whatever, and their penis is clearly showing the indentation of their penis.
Yeah,
what does
that's
that do
weird.
to your brain? And
It makes me feel like it just makes me distracted because it's like having a stain on your shirt or something.
well, that's I think with nipples is kind of the closest thing I could think of how.
But I don't
feel.
give men with bulging penises directions more than a man without a bulging penis. That's
Well,
what I'm
he's
saying. Is
already
like
pointing
it's
to a
distraction,
place.
but men, it's a distraction that men reward. Whereas
I would say women reward thick cocks and pants. I mean, if you go on
So he
any
hasn't been
TikTok,
doing-
if you see on any, there's TikToks now where like guys will go on and they'll show the imprint of their penis.
I don't
and
think
people
that
go
women
crazy. Women
strange,
go crazy.
I don't think that's strange. Yeah, because it's on a screen and they can't.
Oh, you
get
think
you.
like, oh, and
if
like
a
in
man is
person.
asking for help and he has a bulging dick, you are not going to give that man help, no matter how hot he is, because that means you're about to get hard, possibly.
Yeah, I hear you there. I guess
Yeah.
there's 2 different kinds. I guess not a hard penis, but like a penis.
No,
that-
like even a
and
big dick, like that's a guy that's like trying to show you that he has a big dick and like is too sexual out of the gate. It's just, I don't think women who might be stupider than most, no offense, women, but if you're like helping, if you're gaga over a guy because he's a big bulging penis coming out of his pants and you're like more likely to help him find his dog or like
What if his
carry something
Ferrari
heavy to his
breaks
car, that's Darwinism. Like you're going to get eliminated
What
from the
about
herd
nipples,
because
though? How do
no,
nipples
oh,
make
what
you
guy
feel?
nipples?
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable when I see guy nips
I
through a
don't
shirt.
care. Really, I just never cared.
I feel uncomfortable seeing my own nipples in t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew has nipple
but, yeah, a little puff.
envy. So when you see a hard nipple through a shirt, from a guy, do you go, God, man, I could never do that?
I could do the hard. I can't do soft nipples in a shirt. If you see the puffs.
No, I know, but if
inside-
you see a man with like, he has like pokers.
Oh yeah, they're good for you, bro.
Yeah. Do
Way
you
to
think
go.
about it? Is it like a man with like the way that men
I'll give up directions
observe,
to my
like,
house.
You go just follow those nips straight
just,
ahead.
Just follow my penis that's indented in my body. Wait. What, I. It's interesting because guys, yes, they'll be more willing to help a woman, but I also feel like guys won't listen if the nipples are hard. Like I don't know, it's a weird thing because nipples have gotten me in trouble before with my ex relationship. I don't know if we ever talked about it on here, but Hannah Burner showed up with no bra, and her nipples were out. I noticed, like
Yeah,
guys
your
can
girlfriend
notice
at the time
nipples.
was there.
Yeah, and she's like, "How could you look at it?" I go, well, they're just there.
Did she just catch you looking at them?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I also was going, which was
Yeah.
a little weird, but
Oh, you were thirsty.
I was just like,
It was a long line at
guys
the
can
bar.
also see nipples and not feel sexual about it. If that makes
Not
sense.
true.
Why would you
Well, you
disagree
are-
with me there?
well, you can-
If I'm telling you what I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, you're drawn. I get it. You're drawn to them because it's like a stain on a shirt. You're just like, oh, there's
Yes.
something there, and you cannot be sexual to them. But like, it doesn't matter if you're sexual. Women need to get over the fact that the man that they're dating is going to be attracted to other women.
Well, that's another thing.
You're
yeah.
you're an idiot. You're truly an idiot if you think that once your man is with you, they aren't going to be attracted to other women's bodies. You're living in a fantasy. Go jump inside a Disney movie. You don't want to be with a man who is not turned on by other women. He would not be turned on by you because if you disable that thing that makes him attracted to you,
Yeah.
you take away, or that makes him attracted to other women, you take away. You can't just. There's no way to a man is only, and if he says that he is and he's not attracted to other women, he's lying to you because he's scared of you.
It's got to be annoying to be in a relationship where a guy will enjoy nipples on other women, but he'll tell you to keep your nipples. Like, I'm sure I don't really care.
because they know that they
the
are
male
feeling
gaze, yeah.
so they are so horny and can't and are so turned on, but they think every other man will not be able to like resist
yeah.
and like try to fuck you.
Yeah.
Noah, how do you feel like if Avi, like, you know, you said that like Avi likes certain body parts on like he likes long legs and you're like, I don't have long legs. Like, do you struggle with that if like a girl walks in and she has long legs and you're like eating at a place and like you're like, oh God, he's gonna love her.
She's,
Like, what
on
do you do with
stilts.
it?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of get excited, like, oh, he's definitely gonna look, and I'm gonna see him looking, and it's
Yes, I get
an
excited too.
affirmation.
Yes.
Yes. But again, it used to bother me, and then I really reflected on it. It's like, well, I look at certain guys and think they're hot. Like, I still get kind of horny by certain types of guys. So it's not fair for me to tell him, well, you have to shut your dick down and not get horny for a girl with long legs. I mean, that's
But
just
some
like,
women
it's
do
hot.
not get horny for other men because it's not our nature. Whereas men, they have a different nature, and so even though that does help you let it go, like there are some women that go, well, I don't, and it's like they truly don't
That's
get
not
turned on by other
true.
men because.
I don't
But
agree with
I think
that.
there are some women that are like so into their guy, and they're kind of asexual, and they probably don't even like their guy to begin with, and they just are.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm being completely serious. I think there are women that are not into sex, or men for that matter, and are with men because
That's what
Society.
they just are supposed to do.
yeah, and then they can go, but they could still be jealous and fear losing him and be mad when they look. I don't know. I
think there's a different way of like seeing when you're in a relationship, seeing something that's attractive that like there's when you can fuck versus when you can versus can't, but there's a
sometimes I
different
want
way
you
to
more
see
because
beauty.
I can't. That's why I'm like I feel like when it's taken from me, it makes me more like, God, I want it so much more. Like what? That's the same thing for everything. If like something is like, well, that's special in the menu. We only let certain people have that. Don't you want it so bad? Things
Yeah.
that you can't have, you want more.
But there's
And so that's
something
why I
with my
feel-
brain when I seen a very attractive woman, I could go, that's an attractive woman. If I was single, it would be someone I could possibly want to fuck. But I really don't like. Either I stop my brain or whatever it does, but I don't go, God, I want to fuck her. Like,
Yes,
which I would
I
feel
agree.
more when I was single.
No, I agree.
So, I mean, I don't know what that is.
Well, I think
Like,
it would
if-
just threaten, like, yeah, you want to fuck that person, or like could put like everything in your subconscious is like fuck that, but like your survival and your happiness is more guaranteed by it. That would threaten your happiness
Yeah.
with the person that's giving you so much happiness, and so then you don't
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
It's not because you're not attracted to that person, which is a lie that women have to convince themselves of to sleep at night. But it's like, no, he's staying with you because you provide him more happiness than those pair of tits or legs that he might want to fuck more than you. Sorry,
And
because
integrity.
you're old. Like, not old, like, but he's already had you. Men like novelty. But what they like more than novelty is integrity. And they like to be and they like to have integrity, and they like to be like, well, I chose not to fuck you because I love you, and then you go, thank you so much for not fucking other people, and then they feel really good about themselves. But that's literally the only thing men like more than new pussy. So you have to be respectful of your man for not fucking other people, because secretly that's what they want. They want your admiration because they are stopping themselves from fucking other people for you. It's the Patrice O'Neal bit. Like, they do it for you. They're not fucking other girls because they don't want to. It's because they don't want to hurt you.
And they
So
love
you need to be yes, and they love you. That they do, and I think women go, well, you should just not want to fuck. It's like the breakup. I want you to want to do the dishes. Well, I don't,
Yeah.
and I'm never not gonna want to fuck other women. But I don't do it because I love you. I do the dishes because I love you, not because I want to do the dishes. And shouldn't that stand for something?
I think so. I think especially if you also do the dishes and I fuck you, that's a double whammy, right?
Yeah, while you're doing the dishes.
While you're doing the dishes. I'm never harder than when someone's doing a chore that I can't do. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we want to do that we don't get to do. That doesn't mean that you need to be angry or upset that you don't get to do those things.
I was reading on Reddit about. I think I talked about it before on here. It was one of it gets reposted a lot, but the
Yeah.
question of like what makes you horny. Like, what's the thing that guarantees makes you horny? And someone said, when I know that I'm making someone else horny. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl said it, but like nothing makes them hornier than turning someone else on. I would think that's very interesting. You were talking about like fucking someone while they're doing the dishes. I love when I'm trying to get something done and someone's pawing at me.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like trying, like
we shouldn't be fucking right now.
That's the type of porn I think of, like, you know, the girl's stuck in the dryer or whatever, and she's like, but she's exposed in a way that the guy's like, you look fucking good, and she's like, I'm trying to get out of this dryer. Like, I mean, there is an element of like she can't get away to that, which is gross, but like the thing of like, no, I'm trying to just do this thing. Please leave me alone.
Especially when it's not sexual at all. That's even hotter.
Like the other day I was showing Chris like poses that, like my posture that I learned from his guy. And I was just having better, like literally I was just sitting in my seat with a better posture. And he was just like, I caught him like looking me up and down, which is like such a hot thing where you catch your boyfriend who's seen you in every position
Wait,
possible.
are you naked at this point? Or
No, I'm just like in clothes. We're just like talking. And I just saw him like, I was talking about something like the podcast or something. And I just saw him kind of like, like getting distracted by like, he's like, I like your posture. And then the pawing starts of just like, he just wants to give me a hug. And then I'm just like, I think I know what's going on here. And that I just love that so much where
Were his nipples hard?
He has good ones, but I don't think so. But yeah, I just love that. I love a distracted, like I'm trying to get this done. And then they're like, I love the thing where you turn on guys without the intention of turning them on, where you're just like, I'm just bending over to get this thing.
Yeah, I'm just like wearing edible panties for no reason. It is interesting because I feel like the other way around, when you're with someone for so long, like yesterday I had a moment where I had food in my teeth and I did my move where I grab any object that could possibly be a toothpick. Oh God,
what did you grab?
Like some kind of
a laminated,
cardboard
like, ID. Yeah,
I grabbed a toothpick case, no, like the box it comes in. No, but I just started picking my teeth right in front of Brenna, and I don't think we've seen each other with the grossest moments ever.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Don't do that." She said to me, "I go, well, what am I trying to like turn you on?" Like, she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right." So you just forget, and you sometimes will like do things to turn the other partner off because you're so
you don't
comfortable.
know because you're too comfortable.
You're too comfortable, and
I'll never forget living with Chris. And one time we were watching TV, and I was just being myself.
Yeah. And
I'm not someone who like farts in front of him or like does really disgusting things.
Yeah.
But I think I was trying to like get something off the ground. Like I was just feeling horny later on, and he was just like, I just not feeling it right now. And I'm like, okay. And I was like really hurt and stuff. And he's like, if you burp, it's hard for me to be like into you within like a half hour range after that. Like it's just like a thing that like you become like a dude in their eyes. And I was like, I burped in front of you, and he goes, you do it all the time. And I'm like, what? Like I didn't know I was doing it because I was so comfortable. Just like you don't know you're picking your teeth and going
just
like
gnawing.
I'm doing something that grossed him out. He can't help it. Like that's just not. I would never do that in front of someone I would be very aware if it was a first date.
Yeah, first date.
So why am I doing that in front of someone that I want to sexualize me a half hour later? And now I'm just. I'd still mess things up, and I can be completely comfortable in myself. But that was a eye-opening moment, and he wasn't trying to like shame me or be mean. He was just trying to explain to me like what was going on with him physiologically without it. What I didn't feel shamed. I was just like embarrassed, like, oh fuck, I'm sorry, because of course he knows I burp, but I can hide that from him if I want to preserve the sexiness in our relationship.
He's like, you know what, we could do doggy for the first 20 minutes of after a burp, but after that,
I don't think it was even about my breath. It was just like me being like scratching my nuts and like. I don't know.
I know. It's
pull my finger. Just do like it's too dude.
There's something so beautiful though about completely being yourself, even if it is gross, and you still want to fuck that person. That is beautiful. But I don't care about. I can just be that way in front of my friends and like alone. Yeah. That's why I live alone. And if I do, and that's why I have separate bathrooms when he is here. We just go different places. But listen, I mean, he's seen some stuff and he can get over it. Like you can heal after trauma.
Yeah.
And it really does depend on how horny a person is. Like if a guy, like I'm someone who will.
Oh, if I haven't
I time
come in
out.
a week,
time out when we have intimacy because I know that like, oh, I know this night I'm going to have a lot of fun because I have to, the dogs aren't going to be here, whatever reason, like my room's going to be clean. I'm going to have worked out recent, like I'll have my hair done, spray tan. And I'm like, I want to have a good time that night. I'm not going to let him do anything before then because I want him to be ready. Whereas I can go anytime.
Gotcha. I feel like, yeah.
I can be convinced anytime. And I think he could too. Like he really he's a miracle child. But, if you want to have a really good experience, it's so funny. You got to it's like hunger. You got to make them wait. Mm-hmm. You will not enjoy a meal as much if you have just eaten recently.
Yeah, no, if I haven't eaten in like a week, I mean, Brenna would have to do a lot to not make me horny. Like, yes. I mean, she could stab me, and I would still be
Why don't women who don't want their husbands to cheat on them just make them jerk off before they go out? That is a true answer. If you think your husband's going to cheat on you, why don't women just go, can you just jerk off before you leave tonight? Because I'm just feeling insecure, and I just want you to go out with empty balls. What honestly, because every time I read on Instagram about like, how do you not cheat? Guys go, they masturbate before they go out.
No, but it's the same kind of ignorance to men not thinking other women are attractive. You're ignorant to the fact that even with a full cup of balls, he's still not going to want to cheat on you. That's in your mind.
Right.
That's why you don't want to address it. If you have a husband who
is a sex addict and who keeps reoffending and doesn't want to, why would the solution not be, honey, before you go out, because you don't want to do this, because when you have full balls, it makes you do things that are irrational that you don't want to do, that harm you. Why not go? It's like gun control. People think that if we get rid of guns, it's not going to... If you can't get guns, then you can't... People go, oh, gun laws don't change anything. Why did this kid wait till his 18th birthday when he could purchase a gun? If gun laws don't do anything, why didn't he do it before then? So it's like...
Hold on. Because I think saying sex addict, you're opening up a door for something else. But like for a guy who likes to go out and get the attention of women and stuff, isn't it... kind of like you're telling him what to do with his sex organs? Isn't that kind of like possessive?
I think it is saying, okay, it's the same as if someone is like, I don't want to drink tonight. Okay, well, why don't you go to a meeting before you go out? It's a thing that the urge will not be there as much if you eliminate, or like, I don't want to go out and binge. Like, I have a problem with food. If I wait to eat too long before I start eating, if I'm starving by the time it's presented to me, I will not be able to stop. Whereas if I have a couple light snacks in between, if I know lunch and dinner, I'm gonna have a late dinner. If I wait until 9 o'clock to eat, I'm gonna be so fucking hungry. If I have a snack at 6, another snack at 7, by the time dinner rolls around, I'm gonna eat a normal amount of food that's not gonna make me sick. I'm not gonna do something. So I think that jerking off leads you to go out. But it's a snack.
But that goes kind of against the first thing you were saying about not having him come so he wants you more. So what if the guy goes, hey, I don't want to come before I go out with 3 buddies?
This is talking about a couple that wants to stay together, that the cheating keeps ruining them.
Okay, well then
because
that's
I
a different
do think
story.
that cheating is not always about the guy doesn't love you, he doesn't respect you. It is about an addiction. So, and I know bringing sex addiction into this is like, okay, well so many men are sex addicts, and the reason so many men cheat is because they're sex addicts, and women can roll their eyes at that, but it is a true thing. It's a huge dopamine hit. It is like any other drug, sex is. I've been dependent on it at times in my life to feel good. Like sometimes when I don't want to binge, I just go masturbate. Or if I don't want to fucking starve myself or work out, I go masturbate. It's just like, okay, quick, I'll feel this really intense feeling that makes me feel great, and then I'll feel calmer. I mean, that's what sex is. So if we're talking about men who keep cheating and don't want to, which I think there are a lot of men out there that don't want to cheat, but they can't help it because sex has always been the thing they turn to feel better about themselves, especially in a relationship where they're constantly being harangued for being a cheater and they feel like a disappointment to their girlfriend and she doesn't even want to fuck them for whatever reason because she's tired or whatever. Yeah. Jerk off before you go out. Why wouldn't that be a solution for couples? Just saying. Let's take a quick break and then just come back with, let's straight up just go to Fanthrax.
But what about sports?
No. All right, and we're back. Let's get to Fanthrax.
Yeah.
I'm doing the grape Zevia soda. Sody.
How many did the company send you Zeeves?
No, I got them from Amazon.
Oh. was going to say. I mean, the amount you promoted for them, I can't believe they haven't bought
I
you
know
a car.
every single picture I post myself on stage, I have one in my hand. It's like, come
Or
on.
in a green room, there's like 7 just laying around.
I know, I love them so much. Okay, let's do Fanthrax.
Okay, we have so many good voicemails. So thank you to all the besties who are filling up our mailbox with them.
Thank you guys.
Let's start off with Courtney.
Hi, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. It's Courtney in Rhode Island. I just
Courtney in
went
Rhode Island.
to your show in Connecticut. It was amazing. I had so much fun, and I go, oh my gosh, they were great. I'm so proud of them at the end. And my boyfriend was like, you literally talk to them like you're friends with them. I'm like, well,
Oh,
I am. They're my besties. Anyways, I did want to give you a little mispronunciation story that I just realized. So I was reading an article on the New York Times about this professor who had tenure, and I looked it up, and 10 year is what I was saying, like the number 10 year
Yeah.
all this time. And I thought you can only achieve
It
10
sounds like
year
it.
as
After
a
10
teacher or a
years.
professor if you were there for 10 years and not tenure like a contract. I had to like look it up. I had no idea, and I felt very stupid. However, I learned my ways. That is all. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for all that you do. And jacket.
that's so funny. I thought that 10 year. I always thought it was you earn it through 10 years.
How many is it?
But I thought it was. I knew it was tenure, but
How do you spell tenure?
TENURE.
Yeah. What? How many? Is it 10 years though?
I think it's contractually.
It
Like
depends how long it is.
Yeah. But I always thought it was. I guess, and I always assumed.
What
it was-
happens when you get tenure? You get
can't be
guaranteed
fired
money.
for doing anything, pretty much. I think that's what it means to me when it comes to like teachers and professors.
Yeah,
like
that's
they
what-
just can't be fired. They're protected. Is
Do
it
you
like
remember-
rent stabilization or something?
Do you remember, I remember when teachers would take sabbatical, and I would hear that, and I thought that they would go on like a religious
It sounds
excursion
Jewish.
in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what is
Yeah.
that? I never understood.
Sabbatical, is that like, I think that's when they like go and they like study something and they write a
then they
paper
come back.
and then they come back. Yeah.
Or they just sit on their porch and say they went somewhere.
Yeah. No, teachers get, June, July, August.
That's the
They
best
actually get June and July. August is like now when kids start up again. It's not
part. It'd
not
be so
nothing.
weird to get a summer break, like to live that like life still,
I
like
think
throughout
they-
your whole life.
I think if I was a teacher, I'd be like,
well, I don't have
fuck,
to get second
how?
jobs, unfortunately.
that's what I'm saying. Like, how am I going to make money these next 2 months? Or do they get paid during those times?
They get paid.
Did I just say daring? I think I said daring.
Yeah,
it's
but-
contagious.
No, but I think you were talking more about like how like scary it could be over the summer.
Yeah.
So daring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dare you to not make
I
any
dare
income
you,
for
I believe
2
it's pronounced.
months. It is nice. My sister's about to have that time off.
What does she do during the summer?
She
during?
hangs with her kids and they go on trips with the family.
They have any trips planned?
She's going with me to Colorado to go to Red Rocks to see If I Had $1 Million.
If I had $1 million.
And also, Hey Jealousy. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. Tickets are like $600. I'm not joking.
What?
It's insane. It's truly insane.
All these bands, you're like, they'll never get back together or put out anything else. They're just fucking making bank on some.
They should.
They have tenure.
Fucking bare naked ladies. Okay, next fan.
Tenure.
Okay. Next Fanthrax comes from Jay.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, Noah. How's it going?
Jay.
Love the podcast. I went to the Boston
Thanks, Jay.
show. You guys killed it. It was amazing. So much fun. I had a meet and greet. I was first in line to meet Nikki. She noticed my Taylor Swift shirt. I was so excited.
Yes!
But I was
I
so
love you.
nervous. I was standing in line. I was thinking over my head. I was like, what am I going to say? I'm going to say that you helped me through my eating disorders, my depression. I look up to you so much. I walk up and instantly I shake your hand and I just say, you're so pretty. Like, that's all I could muster. I had no idea. I blacked
That's
out.
all
I
I
had no
want.
idea what I said. So I really regret not saying more, but that was amazing meeting you. I wanted to say something very and that's gay dating apps. Okay, it's probably the same as straight dating apps, honestly. But all the guys on there are beyond okay? It's just filled with Let's talk about gym selfies. That in itself is beyond I could never even fathom standing in front of everyone at a gym and pulling out my phone, looking in a mirror and take a selfie. Especially the ones when they lift up their shirt. Like, how could you not hate yourself for doing that? It's wild.
How could you? Yes.
That's all I wanted to say. Jason Bourne.
Oh my God.
Ooh, nice
I
left turn.
remember him. I saw him as I was walking to the meet and greet, and I go, "Is that a Taylor Swift shirt?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was wearing, I think it was the new red Taylor's version shirt. But yeah, he was so nice, and I totally get that of like being like, "What am I gonna say?" And then you like just can't. I mean, it's happened to me so many times in so many different situations. And yeah, that made me laugh so hard. I could not fathom when people are just like. When you're just like incredulous
So
about like,
disgusting.
how could you like,
Yeah.
I have that feeling so many times of like, how could you ever do that? How do you have there's almost something like brave about it where I'm like, you can board planes before me. You have the courage to take a gym selfie with your shirt up.
Oh, there's times where I'll do the thing that I find insane to do.
Well, we all know what you did in my dressing room.
Look, you know what? That was
That
three
was-
times I got caught once.
I know. How many things have you done
Hey,
that
nobody.
we have not
What's
caught?
next, Fanthrax?
Oh, man.
Okay, here's a suggestion from Heidi.
It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Hi, Nikki.
Cute.
This is your bestie here, reporting from Lone Rock, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of you because I know you have a curiosity for pedophiles and their stories. You
Yes.
know, I like what you said when you said just because you like murder mysteries and murder stories doesn't make you a murderer. Likewise, just because you're interested in pedophilias, or not pedophilia,
Yeah.
pedophile. Gosh, there I say that word
Pedophilia.
4 times. Anyhow, do you know about the children of Table 34 and the Kinsey Institute? Have you heard of this?
No.
It was a government-funded organization back in the 50s, I want to say, where they did experiments on children from infants to 12 years old, and they would make them orgasm, and total bunch of just creepy dudes messing around with kiddos.
No.
Creepy. Look up the children of Table
I don't know if I
34,
could.
Kinsey Institute.
I don't know if I could do that either. But that's a good
just,
suggestion for my
just sharing
fucking sick
one
interest.
creepy pedophile. And you guys are the best. You get me through my tortilla making days. I make tortillas and listen to you. Say hi to
my
Andrew and
God.
Noah. Okay, bye.
Hi from was it Erica?
Heidi
wonder how
from
many
Wisconsin.
Heidi. Why did I
Shitty
say
things in the name of science has happened.
So many.
Thank
you know,
you
you
so
put
much
on a
for
lab
that,
coat
by
and
the
you
way.
can do whatever you want to a human.
I know.
You know?
That. I mean, I probably will look into that one night when I can't sleep and want a new reason to not sleep.
And why Table 34? It sounds like a great Italian restaurant, but
It does. Can you imagine? I bet.
what do you
Ugh.
think? I don't even know.
I
I wouldn't
mean-
even want to guess why it's called that, but
There have been so many experiments like that. Think about if that's happening in the 20th century.
Oh.
What was going on in other centuries in the name of just
but who the fuck gives up their their adoptive
people
kids?
used to literally think children were small adults. They used to think that you're born it was a it was
Yeah.
this was up
People
until
need money?
the mid 20th century. They thought that children were just small adults. What did you say?
People who need money, these experiments would pay
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to use their
Yeah.
children.
They didn't realize that
Fuck.
children had different minds. It's so weird because when you're an adult, you've been a child before. Don't you remember being a dum-dum?
Maybe you don't live as long back then. I don't know.
But that's what they used to think were children were just smaller, but they have all the same, cognitive abilities. It's very interesting and sad. And God, we're just so lucky to not be children at any other time. And there's lots of children during this time that are not living in great circumstances. The hardest I've ever cried on Reddit or on anything, Reddit was
Yesterday?
No,
Oh,
it was actually more tragic, dare I say, than
dirt.
dare I say.
Dirt.
It's hard for me to even talk about, but it was a little girl that was 5 being led away by an old man who her family had sold her to be the bride, and she was about to endure. Just her looking back at her family being why? And crying, and not understanding, thinking That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It haunts me. That little girl's face. There's a video of it. It was on
there's
CNN.
a video of it?
It was on CNN because they were just in a country where that's legal, and the family was going to starve to death if they didn't sell their daughter. And this man is so disgusting and pulls her away. Yeah.
Oh, that's so.
It's happening right now. It's happening today. And this girl, can you imagine being 5 and being taken from your family who loves you and just going with an old man who is about to, like, I mean, God only fucking knows. It's just it's the worst. Okay. This Fanthrax took a turn. Thanks a lot, Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi.
Let's go to something lighthearted.
Let's go lighthearted, yes.
Okay, here's a voicemail from Johnny.
Table 26.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. This is Johnny from Colorado.
Johnny.
Just listening to the Mullet House episode. You guys are talking about attractive celebrities.
Yeah.
For starters, for male celebrities, Andrew, definitely in my top 10.
Nice.
But anyway, started talking about facial hairstyle Andrew had back in the day, just the chin hair.
Oh.
And we like to call that one the nut duster. So, I don't know. Take it,
Oh, 'cause
leave
he's
it,
gay.
whatever. Really hope you guys at least hear this. Love you guys so much. You guys make my day literally every day. So, thanks for being there.
Made my day.
That was really nice.
I love getting hit on by gay men. It really
feels
makes
so
me feel
good.
so good.
Yeah.
You know when guys just have this part of their. Well, you have this, just this, which is the soul patch, right?
Yeah.
Or just a little bit. Just
The nut duster, because it would just bump up against the guy's
Yeah.
nuts if you're blowing him. Makes sense. It does feel so good. You know what? As much as it feels good to get hit on for you by a gay guy, when gay guys like me, no better feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes gay guys feel like, oh, am I just like a little novelty to you? Like, it makes you feel like, why is it more special when I like you than anyone else? Like, I don't know if that's like a good singling out that you like, but there's something gay men just have better taste.
Well,
To me, at least in my mind, and maybe that's me like not really seeing the full scope, because obviously on gay dating apps they're lame as fuck. But I just, when a gay man likes, because I feel that heterosexual men are driven to like women by their penises, but gay men have no, like, women are not going to add to their life unless there's intellectually stimulating, or like, oh my God, you are serving, girl. Like, so there's something more. There's, when you earn a man that is heterosexual to like you, there's some part of you that's like, he just wants to fuck me. But when a gay guy likes you, like, there's more.
You're like, look, it's either a gay guy or a guy that just jerked off. Like, that's the guy that wants to find you attractive.
That's so funny. Final thought.
My buddy Anthony DeVito, can I just give him a plug? He just put out his special on YouTube, May 26th. Anthony DeVito, check it out. Whatever. He has a joke about how gay men write women magazines, and so like the hot women in these magazines, gay men are picking them out. You know what I mean? So like their idea of beauty is what so many women strive for. So if you're getting it in real life, you're getting what you've seen in magazines your whole life.
Yeah, like high fashion is usually gay men
pointing it out.
realm.
Yeah,
but let's be honest, like most women in magazines, straight men would definitely fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's more like high fashion, but he's right about that. Like the women, like some high fashion stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like straight men write Maxim, like Maxim magazine.
Yeah, but any magazine though, like, yes, I know that there's some like couture, like men are not like horny for couture.
Yeah, there's.
Do you know what couture is?
Yeah, it's tenure with a C.
All right, we gotta go. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show for the week.
Is
actually,
couture just high fashion?
It's like, I think. Well, couture is like, I think made to like it's made for, it's like a custom.
Oh,
High fashion. That's what I would think it is.
I love that you.
But it's
asked
usually
me in a
like
way where
angular and like. But I'm just saying, like, I know what.
I
if
get what
someone
you're
says-
saying, where it looks futuristic while looking like they're bondage and like just too much.
And
like
it's kind of
black
like stuff that you can't
makeup,
buy off
like,
the
in their-
rack.
Okay, you
I
can't
think
go to
that's
Marshalls.
maybe what it is. All right, we gotta go. Do you want to do a wrap? I sure
And
don't.
we're going to be off for Memorial Day. Just going to let the
Oh,
besties
we're off for
know.
Memorial Day. My birthday's next week. My birthday's on a Wednesday. I'm feeling 33. I'm going to be 38, but I feel 33. Do I really? No, I feel 38. But
Damn.
it doesn't feel great. And don't look at me like that with your Titleist hat. looking all cool like you just smoked a bat. Tea. That's what we used to call when we smoked pot out of those little metal straws.
Yo.
Okay, bring
it. Hey, if you play golf, play 9 holes. Don't play 18 because you got to get back and drink the mean green. I'm seen. I don't feel fiend. I'm a fiend because I get after it every day, every morning, and every night. So look at me in the eyes and tell me I'm not right.
That's good. Thank you so much for bringing it. I've really been like feeling really insecure about the rapping, but I'm going to stick with it. And there's some days where I will bring it. I'll
bring it
in the
every
future.
time. I'm going to bring it every
Maybe
time.
some days you set me up with a weak one, and then that will encourage me to do a strong one to close. Okay?
Sounds good.
Because I think I just need something in my soul. I'm just feeling a little bit like demoralized about the rapping, but we got to stay with it.
We don't have to.
No, I like it. It's a challenge. It makes me feel awkward. I like it. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the show. Have such a good weekend. We will see you on Tuesday. What?
We have a sale going on podshop.nikkiglaser.com.
Oh, yes.
Big
Sorry.
sale.
We have a Memorial Day sale, by the way, on nikkiglaser.podshop.com. All of our T-shirts are... Oh, we have up to 40% off T-shirts and hats. We've been seeing Besties wear. This is the time to get merch. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Free shipping, Memorial Day sale, Nikki Glaser podcast merchandise, podshop.nikkiglaser.com. Podshop.nikkiglaser.com, up to 40% off. Podshop.nikkiglaser.com. Go get your merch now and post about it. Why don't you? Post about it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your Fanthrax, Don't Be Cut, and Jack of
from
all
Titanic.
trades. Oh.
What's his last name?